Quiet.
There we go. Hello, everyone.
Hey everyone, Thorn and Smash here, and ready for another day of Uprising games. We've also are joined by Otter, my reliable co-host and lover of chicken broccoli pizza, which isn't fantastic. And we are also joined by the coach of the Apex Legends esports team for Oxygen Gaming, Coach Psycho Anthony Vincete. Thank you for joining us.
Thank you. Glad to be here.
So, what are you looking forward to most with the Overwatch team? What is your knowledge from one esport going into another esport, and how do you see it going down today?
Well, overall, Miami and Boston Uprising, we know that this is a redemption story here. That, mid-March, mid-madness, was a bit of a 0-3 situation. But with a new map, Flashpoint, and with, new characters, we can definitely hope to see Uprising actually, rise up this time.
I agree with that. Now, Otter, other than your horrible taste in pizza, how do you see the meta going in today?
The meta?
Yeah.
Oof. I haven't been keeping up with the meta, if I'm going to be honest with you. I see that Ilari has, joined the game ever since we did the previous, watch party, but I actually am not sure how viable she is in these, in the current meta. I heard that you spoke to a few people, Anthony. I don't know if you have a better idea of, how viable she is.
So, in terms of viability, I think that we might see some today, because they were talking about, or the Uprising folks that I talked with, they said that as a character, we might see some Yuzu on a map. So we'll see how that goes.
All right.
Well, the game should be starting any minute now. I think they're actually getting ready. Oh, no, matches start in another 7 minutes or so. So let's go ahead and introduce you actually to one of the color commentators. Someone who leaks, the analyst for the team, will also be joining. I'll get him in here. He's a Grandmaster in Overwatch?
Yes.
All right, give us some of your insight into today's games.
Hello, everyone. Hello, Otter. Hello, Anthony. How is everyone doing today? I'm good. How are you?
I'm just fine, man. Fine and dandy.
All right, that's perfect. So, like you said, these are redemption matches going against the Mayhem. And yeah, so I'm expecting to see some Orisa meta today, some dive, some brawl from the Uprising. Hopefully they bring it back and, win this.
Yeah, no doubt. I mean, when it comes down to team culture, I've seen how the Uprising, came up to be kind of where they were. And overall, I think that they're really looking for a big redemption arc here, as we've been kind of starting to talk about. And why not do it now?
Yeah. It's time. Otter, you got some insight on this.
Do I have some insight?
Yeah. What are your thoughts?
What are my thoughts? All I know is, I think in the previous co-host that Ford and I did, being up against Atlanta, we expected more from Boston, but I feel like this time around, I can see there being a win for Boston. That's really all I know, because they're still at the top of the leaderboard, so you would expect there to be some performance.
Tides are shifting.
Was that?
Yeah, I mean, they're still in fourth right now.
Yeah.
Right? And so it does, look unlikely for them to go to like an Atlanta immediately, like auto qual. But at the end of the day, if they're gonna have to go into a play-in, then let's do it right. And also, when it comes down to just the revenge of it, I mean, Miami won, like $100,000 off of the last time that happened, and it was 0-3. It was really bad.
Yeah.
So this is truly the time for the Uprising to show, even if it's not for prizing necessary, it's for pride.
Of course.
And so what better way to come out with a 3-0?
You know what? That's what they're gonna do today.
That's what we're hoping for.
Oh yeah. We're not hoping. We know it.
Oh yeah,
It's
know.
time.
It's time.
So, been seeing a lot of tier lists going around today for characters, for metas, and stuff like that. Otter, what are you hoping to see in terms of hero play within these games today?
I'm pretty biased, and I'm always gonna say that I want to see some Tracer, I want to see some Widowmaker, I want to see some Sojourn. Don't know how likely that is. If I can see some soldier, I'll be happy with that. Just give me some hit scan, some tracking, some crisp beams. That's really all I can ask for at the end of the day. But
Okay.
yeah, I don't really know what they will end up running.
I would really be looking forward to some Ana play and some Diva play.
Okay. I think
Tanks are everything,
They are.
in Overwatch 2. And looking at it like a buffer, right? The whole tank's job is to just make sure that there's a buffer so that way DPS can actually get in and, engage.
Yes.
So at the end of the day, I'm looking forward to seeing just a big team synergy. That's, what we come from and what we, love to see the most. So hopefully Twilight, will pull out some good comms here and we'll get to actually see all that go into action.
Yeah. For me personally, I am looking for a little bit of diva play, like you said, and some ball play. I would love to see some ball dive, some Orisa, maybe a little Junker Queen thrown in the mix. Kind of doubt it, but could be possible. Would love it. Nicholas asked in the chat, what does SWL do? This is my first time here. I am the analyst for the Apex Legends team on Oxygen Esports, and Anthony is the coach that I work with.
And so we worked hand in hand, and we still continue to do so. And it's all about thinking what's best for our team, whether that's characters, whether that's maps, whether that's synergy-based, or whether it's just the forecast of the macro and the game as a whole.
Exactly.
We look at the forest and we look at the trees. And that's why, today, as much as we have, knowledge in both games, we understand the importance of team synergy. We understand the importance of looking at the trees versus the forest. And I think today we'll get to actually show what we know.
Exactly. What do you know about Overwatch, Anthony?
So again, I understand that Overwatch is a very team synergistic game. Everybody's got to do their role, and they have to do it well. And when it comes down to communication, things get more frantic when you have more than just, 3 players like we're used to.
Of course.
So every comm has to be concise, it has to be important, and it has to relay the right way to the right players.
The other thing about Overwatch that you have to consider that we don't have to deal with on a daily basis is the possibility of counter picking, especially mid-match. So we may see some shifts in the comp mid-game, may see some picks like Zenyatta to go up against tanks, and it'll be very interesting to see it play out.
Yeah, no, I know Overwatch has, especially in the Uprising, we have a great assistant coach, we got a great GM, head coach, and I know that, again, they're looking for a big redemption arc here.
They are.
And so, what I was informed of is, Flashpoint is fairly new as a map.
And it's a game mode.
Oh, Flashpoint is a game mode, not a
Flashpoint's
map.
Game mode, yes, it's very new.
Okay, so in terms of a new game mode variant, they're adjusting to this in a very quick time.
Yes.
Pretty much like what I was told is they got to, practice this in a limited capacity. And when you get to practice something in a limited capacity, like a character or like a map,
Yeah.
it's something where you have the room to innovate. And that can potentially give them the edge, and that's something that we're hoping for.
Yes, exactly. There's a couple other modes in Overwatch. You might see some escort, might see some push. Personally, I hate push. I don't think it should be in the game. I don't know. What do you think about that, Otter?
About game modes?
Game modes, yes.
Yeah,
Preferences, maps, preferences for those modes.
Yeah, push is always fun. I guess to a certain degree. Like, it's fun to be on the winning side.
You're a push enjoyer?
Well,
See,
I guess
more
to a
of an escort enjoyer.
certain degree. I like the flow of push. Like, there's a lot of depth that goes into taking the first point and pushing the thing along and whatever. And it's fun to have apparently there's a new word for this now. I'm trying to remember what it was called. It used to be called a payload. I don't think it's appropriate to say on stream, but I think it's a payload sitter or something. Is probably the more appropriate way to say it.
Yeah, I know what you're saying.
Yeah,
I
yeah.
understand.
It wasn't fun if you were that person. I don't know if you maybe played a lot of support back in the day.
I am a support main.
Oh, that's probably why you don't like push then, I would assume.
No, I just do not like the flow of push as a whole. I was never the payload sitter. I was always the Lucio running in, speed boosting the team, getting them in front, shooting at people. If I'm payloading, I'm on Ana.
That makes sense as well. I feel like
You know-
I played a lot of D.Va in my time, and I feel like specifically for push, that's just a great mode to allow for the largest D.Va bombs out of probably all of the modes. Because
That
you have
is
like
very
one piece of
true.
cover that they might somewhat like the whole team might be hiding, cowering behind the payload, expecting it to be a certain position, right? And then 1 second later, they push it 1 millimeter too far, and they all just blow up, and you just don't get that in any other mode, really.
Of course, it's all over after that.
Exactly.
The maps as well that they have for push are very, very prone to being D.Va bombed.
Oh yeah,
So,
no, for sure.
I understand.
And so that's like a very important part to think about, right? The pace of play. You know, we're having to always understand when to play fast, when to play slow, when it's appropriate, right?
Yeah.
And again, as you said, if you're going just like a couple of millimeters, forward, and you get yourself staggered or put out of a position, that means that you potentially have, a player that dies and that's playing an important role, and then that could push the whole thing back.
Yep.
It's a very momentum-based mode for sure.
Well, the games are starting quite soon, it seems, isn't it?
Indeed.
Any minute now.
Well, I'm looking forward to seeing Twilight
Mhm.
and Smurf do well here.
Oh yeah,
Any players you're looking forward to doing well?
pretty much the same as you.
Otter?
Same as well. I'm trying to
perfect.
see here. We're gonna switch over. I see it says up next Ilios. I don't know how long we stay on this screen, but we're gonna switch on over to see the actual gameplay any minute now.
Perfect.
Yep.
Ilios start is great. Some well plays.
But yeah, no, I've been hearing a lot about Twilight from the Uprising staff.
Mm-hmm.
And-
What have you been hearing about him?
So I've been hearing great things about specific communications.
Okay.
Almost sort of labeling him as a, in-game leader. And I think that that's really awesome because being able to be vocal is a skill.
Yes.
Communicating, again, those concise comms, the important comm, being able to synergize the team off of that is an incredible skill and takes a lot of effort and practice.
Mm-hmm. Of course.
I mean, we've seen, in our particular esport, that if an IGL learns what style they actually are and what pace their team plays at and how they want to control that can make or break an entire team's synergy and is just huge to all gameplay.
Of course. You can look at Vayne, who is very quiet yet assertive and methodical with his IGLing, I'd say. It's a good way of putting it.
Right, and even at the start, though, he wanted to IGL, but he didn't necessarily know the roadmap in front of him.
Of course.
In terms of, like, when you want to play fast, when you want to play slow, what comms are important.
So, now the games are starting, so we gotta flip over.
Absolutely.
I'll let you do the honors. Otter.
I'm just enjoying this. I mean, I shouldn't enjoy it because it's the other team that's winning, but that was just fun to see. I love to see some Ariza on Ilios. I'm just hoping to see some some ball play here, as Jack aptly put it. And,
Of course.
yes, we love ball play here in Boston, right? So we're gonna
Ball
see.
and brawl.
Yeah, so we're just gonna have to see what they're gonna end up doing. So we see Dive from Boston, actually. That's really fun to see. And Tracer as well. So,
Yeah.
I'm really excited to see that. I've never seen the Mayhem composition. It looks like almost like a bunker sort of composition, but you got a Torbjorn and Ilari here.
Yeah. Ilari is very interesting to see played, since she's so brand new, and she just got nerfed before going to this. Still, I'd say, based on her kit, she's an S-tier character, and we can see Mayhem's Orisa getting into it with their Winston over here.
Absolutely, and we're seeing some Genji play here, too. Very high skill ceiling character.
Indeed.
I think they ended up getting the point here because Lee Jung got a boot buff on Maka here to open up the
Yeah,
entire
exactly.
point.
There's
Sadly, it
that
was
well
off stream,
play I
but-
was saying.
Yeah. So that's huge. So now there's some momentum here, as I mentioned before. It's really cool to see. You have the conventional points, right? You want to play around the actual capture point, or you want to play around the actual, payload and push, but you're always as deep into the enemy spawn as possible because you want to stall out the time or get the most out of it
let's
as
just
possible.
hope that we don't get staggered here. I see Tracer is looking to bomb here anytime. Yeah. There we go. Misses it.
Some Genji action still, staggered pretty much there.
Yeah, it looks like Mayhem is bringing it back a little bit here. Orisa.
Yeah, but even then, you know, Mayhem started out with that 43,
Yeah.
and you know, Boston was lower than that before, and now they're just catching up. Now they're ahead.
Indeed. It's looking like we got some ults ready. I believe Blade is ready there.
Ooh, tank v tank action.
That's the Brig going down.
Miami in a 5-player kill streak.
Indeed. Miami also has the Orisa ult that they can kind of dump for well as well.
I have a lot of space actually looking at this. It's probably hard to really find an opening here for Boston.
It is. Winston will probably make an opening here pretty soon. To take
Yeah,
some
especially with
space.
Genji behind.
There's a blade.
Yeah.
Oh, wait, let's go. Decay.
Alright.
Oh, that Orisa got him. I think you guys might be a little bit behind me. So you might have to like
Indeed.
refresh your
Genji,
stream.
probably
real
very
quick.
slightly.
I will refresh it real quick.
Also, the ultimates came out there, but I still see that should still have enough, I would imagine. There's like the Soldier ultimate, there's a Tobian ultimate, but I mean, Ilios is all about staggering, right? At the end of the day, this is probably one of the worst maps for this. Like, even if you have it on 99%, you can do a full reset and come back and contest it as long as you have one person stalling the whole point, really.
Of course.
Right. Currently having point control, right? We see Smurf on Winston really trying to make that space there. Seems like Miami is trying to create some room on that right side there.
Twilight having Nano ready now.
Bird Wing trying to get some damage in there.
And that's just all the ultimates coming out there. That's not looking good. Now he's gonna stay alive.
Smurf's trying to
Tomato.
reposition here.
Nano Winston, always a good call in my opinion.
Absolutely.
Merit getting the kill on Decay with the visor. Rissa javelining.
So now he's gonna have to play the
Someone's
stall game,
trying to
really,
become
and
someone here.
play in
Ooh.
overtime.
Right on a decay.
And that Torbjorn really makes so much sense now that I think about it. Just to deny the dive so hard. They have so much control over the map here.
Smurf swapping onto Ball, trying to get the point back.
Yeah. Lee basically trying to play little Lucio here.
Yep. Someone
Swap
does
on that.
hold that point quite well though, and takes it home for Miami for now.
Absolutely.
There's still at least possibly 2 more points on this, so
And it was still
see it.
contested,
Still contested.
right? 93 to
90.
99.
Yep.
It's definitely good to see from Boston.
Yeah, and now we're on Ruins for the second map.
Well, see if we can ruin Miami's day.
Yeah, I see. Alright, we got some Orisa and some Sojourn coming in. Sticking on with the Lucio, but we've also swapped in Alari and Symmetra. So Alari is quite new to the game. Otter, have you got any insight on your thoughts on the new character?
She can do lasers. That's about as much as I understand so far. Like you said, she's pretty new, and I haven't had a chance to really try her out myself and get an idea.
So,
Oh my god, Birdring.
essentially-
Okay. The Widowmaker place already. Wait, I just noticed they're running both Sojourn and Widowmaker. Just everything I could have asked for. Okay, that, you love to
Birdring.
see it.
Just
This is a-
absolutely love to see it.
Yeah, it's a perfect map specifically
Absolutely.
for these hit scan
Ooh.
heroes too.
It is indeed.
Smurf actually making the room here, trying to protect his team. Tank v tank action. That's huge.
Great take on the point at the very start.
Oh yeah,
Getting the
Boston
Alari
definitely
turret
creating
set
the
up.
space here.
So as you can see, Alari is setting up her turrets up there, working similar to Symmetra's, but rather than dealing damage, they heal the team. Just go to those positions to get a little healing while she's busy.
Yeah, Smurf has done a really good job trying to create that buff for the team. He definitely created a lot of space there. And Miami now pulling out their Widowmaker on Merit.
Alright, looking for picks. While Rupal is taking care of the Alari turrets in the back of the map.
Trying to get an angle here.
It's all about
Birdring.
getting one pick, right? That's it. Then the game's over, or rather the fight is over. And if anyone's gonna
Boston
get the job done,
up
it's gonna
on
be Birdring.
40 on the control right now.
Yeah.
Miami kind of taking the point though.
Twilight coming up on that ult there, very strong, very much able
Smurf
to
a
deny
bit staggered down there. He goes down. Miami making space now. Holding the point as best
Oh.
they can.
Get the Widowmaker zooming around. That's a huge pick as well. Now they have a massive man advantage to clean this one up.
Absolutely. See if Boston can come back here.
Boston up one. Alari going for the ultimate here.
Twilight go big. Let's see.
All right.
Maybe not as big as he wanted to be. Ooh, those tanks really do force their way in. Ooh, Decay probably overextended there a decent bit. He's trying to hold that threshold, and it's hard for him to do, you know, by himself. He just gets pulled in, and it's just, you know, it's over. Again, that one bit of space that you give the enemy is just everything they'll take advantage of. Miami now ahead. Boston had their first, you know, set doing very well, but now it's in Miami's control.
Indeed. Widow does have wall hacks here, can pop at any time, and Smurf is about to get his ultimate. Wall hacks have been popped, and Smurf seems to be making a play here. Possibly
Okay.
go for the ult.
If Smurf can go for a good ult here and make that space, we could definitely see Boston taking it,
Indeed.
taking the point.
Twilight going down to
Trading
the
picks
ultimate.
back and forth so much as well. This is such a back and forth. I can see this going either way, but
is.
Smurf going down as well.
This is very highly contested.
Yeah.
Support's off the point right now.
Oh my god,
But-
what am I watching?
Smurf is going in with that ult.
Try, but as
Spear in the
he went
back.
down there.
I think we are still a bit out of sync. I don't know if you guys can maybe take this YouTube stream and just change it to 2x
We're gonna
speed for a
go
little bit.
ahead and refresh our end of it, because we did see Smurf go down a decent bit, like after you did.
We're
Yeah,
watching
like-
on a delay on Otter's stream,
Ah, I see.
so pull the main broadcast.
You got it.
Yeah, I think either you have to refresh or you can change the playback speed to 2x and then just let it catch up, and then I think it goes back to 1x. I'm not entirely sure.
There we go.
Perfect. We're on
Alright,
live
Smurf
now.
on Doomfist now, coming in.
Oh, that's a change.
Twilight does have the Alari ultimate ready once again, has used it seems, and got a pick on checkmate.
Will say that Boston definitely getting a bit more staggered than they probably want to be.
Well, they are taking out the majority of the team right now, though. Smurf on Doomfist taking out
Overtime
some.
contested 99 to 99.
This could be it for them, as they have one tank down and one healer down, and that's it.
Type is secured.
Uprising taking back the second map. We're going into Lighthouse now.
1-1. Let's go, Boston.
I mean, I've said it before, I said it last time, you know, Birdring is one of the best Widowmakers in the world. Like, I think that's safe to say.
Oh yeah, the angles that he was trying to take, even, you know, some of the jump shots off of his Widowmaker grapple.
Yeah.
Absolutely incredible to see. But he played his angles really well there, and that really, you know, led sort of Boston the way to victory there. Because
Yeah,
those picks are super important.
Yeah, what's so funny about Ilios is I feel like every map, I guess, plays out in a different way. Like in this case, the hit scans do all the work. You got the Widowmakers, you had the double, you're both Sojourn and the Widowmaker, right? But then at the same time, you look at, I guess, Lighthouse, I guess more of a dive-ish. I don't know what's happening there. Is that goats, actually? What is that? No, that's not goats at all. No, it cannot be goats. You can't do that anymore. But that's, we
can't-
got a
yeah,
May,
goats dead,
Symmetra,
rip goats.
Rain. I see a Rain and I see a, I just assume that it is goats at this point. I'm still damaged. Now, this
What
is
do
a
you
cheeky
guys think
play,
about
though.
the May pick for Miami?
The May pick from Miami is quite nice. It'll be interesting to see how they counter pick and play around that. The swap onto Echo from Decay is also interesting, while Bird is still on those sniper characters with Ash.
I believe it's a Reinhardt choice as well by Miami. That's a switch, yeah?
Yes, indeed it is. Good pick from the from
This is a
Smurf. which-
very hard entry that has to be made by Smurf.
Ryan's shield is going down quite fast though.
Yeah, he's eating a
And with
lot of
Smurf.
damage. There's so much
No,
damage coming
that's
out of
why they
Boston right
had
now.
the May pick right there to block that threreshold.
Of course.
Even as temporary.
Control
Might
is the name
actually
of
have
the
done
game.
them a disservice, though.
May's also going to be able to block those Rhine shatters when it comes time.
Oh,
And
Decay!
cloning and shattering instantly.
Oh, let's go! That's a massive play.
shatter.
But is it?
Massive shatter on Echo.
Oh,
Unlikely
enough,
if that's
though?
enough, though.
No, it doesn't look like it.
Oh,
Unfortunately,
that was a great attempt, though.
it was.
Oh no, for sure.
Well, now with Mayhem resetting on point, they're coming back in with ultimates now. We
That
have
may-
Winston ult, and we are about to have Nano. On top of that, Brigida's ult is charging up. Might see a Nano Winston play here, possibly.
I think the May
Yeah, no,
ultimate is
Twilight
gonna be
has
a big
Nano.
problem, honestly. It's gonna shut down the entire point for quite some time, and you're already getting close to that 99% as well.
True that.
Yeah, Miami has really perfected a strategy to just control this point.
Ooh, Birdring going down here, and May ult is dropping as well. Smurf is being nanoed,
That
like
is a
I said,
massive
and he
pick
has now
there.
dropped his ult. Primal Instinct coming in.
Yeah, now it's
It's
all about
really
staying
difficult for
alive.
Boston to
Don't
push
waste too
in here.
much. Yeah. Let's see.
Ooh, a good kill on the May is going to get them great picks, and Twilight helps in assisting Smurf on taking out their Kiriko.
Looks
Taking
like
the
Boston
point for
has control now, but
themselves.
they'd have to control it for a very long time.
They basically cannot lose the point now.
Yeah, they would essentially just lose off that.
It
It
does
looks
help.
like Boston's looking to kind of take an outside strategy, more so of a gatekeeping thing rather than sit in the point like Miami did, but I think that's because they understand the composition of characters that they have.
Yeah, sorry, I was gonna say, it does look like Florida ended up throwing a lot of ultimates out at the very end there. I didn't
They
notice that they were
did.
going to switch their composition up, but I was thinking maybe that is the opening that Boston might have needed to
Merit
keep holding this
looking for
point, but they
this.
just have to get lucky once.
Yeah, Merit looking to hack with Sombra, a very good counter pick towards the May that they, towards
Indeed,
the
if
Winston
you
that
can
they-
basically EMP and cause, disruption to abilities, that can help make some space for Miami, but it looks like Boston's
Decay
really holding
taking-
it down.
Yeah, Decay, cloning the Moira and taking down 2 players. We also have Bob ready to be used at any point.
Oh, Bob can be a good buffer.
Oh yeah. Nano coming in soon again, and the reworked Brigida ult that I haven't seen played out yet, actually, with the larger wall.
Boston is doing a really great job gatekeeping.
Indeed.
Like, nobody's being able to take the point. They understood the situation well in terms of the position and composition, and they are just trying to hold it down.
Rupo getting denied
Ooh,
that
Smurf.
coalescence by
Goes big.
Smurf. Bob down in front of the stairs as well, holding that angle.
Yeah, no.
Twilight
Boston
nano
really
and
doing good
Decay,
here.
and Decay going in now.
They're
Takes out
looking for
Checkmate.
picks.
He's gonna demech the Diva. He is.
He is going to G-Mech the Diva. And Diva is out.
This is a great look for Uprising right now.
See, though, the Sombra is going to end up having an EMP here soon.
Very much so. But someone swapping onto Doomfist, trying to get on the point faster, and Rupel just getting revived.
Hold it down,
Looks like
Boston.
this is an
Hold
Uprising-
it down, boys. Let's go,
And here
gents.
we go. Someone is down. They don't have a tank anymore, and just like that, Uprising has to deal with a Sombra or a Tracer.
Oh, that Sombra's dead. That's not
Oh.
going to happen.
Anyone touching again? Yep. Sombra's back.
Oh,
And-
out of here.
Rupel-
That's over.
And that's it.
There
First
you go.
map goes to Uprising.
Let's go.
All right, and
Let's
now
go.
I'll
2-1
hand
for
it back
Uprising.
to Thornton.
See, Birdring there's just rubbing his eyes. He's like, oh, man. That was intense. Boston, just a really good gatekeeping strategy there. It's so amazing to see.
Otter, are you there? Can I hear you?
Yep.
Okay, cool. So, gentlemen, what were your big takeaways from that? That was actually a clutch pull off at the end there, but what were some of the good things? What were some of the negative things? Overall, what do you think really made the biggest impacts in that game? Otter, go ahead, start it off.
I'll start it off. It was really interesting to see the mix in styles from the two different teams. You could see Florida, they wanted to play more about I guess you'd say a rigid, static sort of control. Oh yeah, we're all together, we're sitting in a clump. And yeah, Boston were a lot more fluid in the way they played. They had to dive, they were just trying to take as much space, play as big as possible. And it was really cool to see those two styles clash, and it worked out for Florida most of the time, but the second Boston got a good entry, like with Smurf, getting in, diving the right person, getting that burst damage, it just fell apart really fast, and Florida just didn't know how to, you know, get the control back, because that's all they know how to do is how to get the control, not how to actually get it back afterwards.
Great points, great points. Anthony, your thoughts?
You know, so yeah, I agree with that whole gatekeeping thing. You know, once Boston had their control, they were able to dispel any attempts for Miami taking it back.
Yeah.
And it just shows towards the excellence and understanding and practice put in to the map to actually gatekeep outward like that.
Yeah.
Rather than turtling. And I think the other thing just to mention here is, you know, Bird Ring. Really going for the picks there. Like the Ashe, the Widowmaker, it was awesome to see. It was so big. Smurf just making the space and just, you know, Ring going for the picks. It just worked out so well.
No, it was phenomenal to see, and I just can't get over how clutch that ending was. They were on the cusp of getting eliminated, and they just, or not eliminated, sorry, of losing that map or that round, and they just pull it back and just don't let anyone get near them and completely make the other team dysfunctional.
Yeah, I mean, you know, the whole thing is like athletes, right?
Yeah.
When you're, you know, an esport athlete, you're looking to really lock in that mental,
No.
right? And the moment you give up is the moment where it's all over. If you believe that you can at least win or try to get the best of the control, then that is when it works out well for you. And Boston really just came in with that mental confidence and said, we're going to gatekeep, we're going to do what we do well, and we're not going to let them touch that point.
Agreed, 100%. Now, going into the next map, Otter, I want to hear your thoughts. What do you think both teams need to do? Boston to keep the momentum going, and for Florida to try to stop that momentum. What are both teams going to focus on for the next map?
So we're getting some Numbani, right? And as established from these games on Ilios, it's very clear to see, you know, as I mentioned, there's a difference in style. Florida being on, I don't know who defends first, I'm not entirely sure, but once Florida does defend, that's going to be their strength, I would imagine. They just have to keep doing what they're doing, and they should be able to hold it down. But it just comes down to Boston getting, I would assume, a very good dive off. You get one pick, you get two picks, and then just cleaning up. And then I would imagine once you get to the, you know, the push part of Numbani, they should be able to just keep that ball rolling all the way, you know, to the ending, basically. So I'm really excited to see that.
Agreed. And so, Anthony, my question for you is a little bit different. Coaching in Apex, now imagine you're in the coach position of the Boston Uprising. What do you tell your team going into this next map? What are your focuses on improvements and what they need to continue doing?
See, that's a great question. I was actually just thinking about that. And what I would say is focus on the fundamentals. Like the ability for us to understand what composition we're using right now and how we can leverage it to its best potential is the most important part. As we've been talking about, like Boston understood that they couldn't just turtle and play the kind of the porcupine strategy inside the room. They played out.
No, it was very smart, and it
So,
paid off.
Right, and it's all fundamentals in that regard.
Yeah.
Like what composition are you using? How can it be best used for this map? And how can we keep our point secure off of that?
No, I agree. I'm excited for this second map. I'm excited to see how both teams respond to how that first map went. And let's go ahead and Otter and switch over to the gameplay.
Yes, let's get into it.
Alrighty.
All right,
we will. Good to
back
have you
here.
back.
Thank you.
So what were your recaps on that?
Well, personally, I've just been enjoying the gameplay, enjoying everyone's plays. A little bit of a Twilight fan here. Got to rep the support mains.
Absolutely.
Loving the plays, loving the Alari plays. Very interesting to see her play out in comp, especially for such a new character, launching so strong. Similar to how Kiriko launched when she was originally around. Very strong off launch, got a nerf right before getting added into ranked and competitive. And right here, it seems to be the same thing. That ultimate being able to just pressure people into corners and to be able to hunt them down and almost one-shot them is very interesting, especially for a support character.
Yeah, no, absolutely. I completely agree. I mean, you would think that Support characters are really backline, right?
Yeah, you would think that support characters would support rather than annihilate.
But
Some may say.
Boston said, nah.
No. No, we're going to. They said we're going to shoot our sunbeams down from the sky, heal with our turrets, and make sure you do not touch our points. You sit in a corner. You stay there. We dominate.
And that's synergy, right?
Indeed.
Understanding where you need to make up for your team, and it seems like, okay, DPS is struggling a little bit, but not really at the same time. I would say Bird, did really well.
Bird is doing incredibly well. Genji picks maybe on and off, questionable. The Blades have not. The Blade, they tried.
I
And
think the Ashe and the Widowmaker pick was way better than the Genji pick.
The Ashe pick is phenomenal. Ashe is probably one of the strongest characters in the game right now on DPS, and the ability to just swap in between a close range marksman and a sniper just by holding your right mouse button is crazy.
Yeah, no, that's huge. And Bob to, potentially keep a
Indeed.
point secure, put it on a threshold, a door, whatever it may be.
Ilios Boops would have been interesting to see with her coach gun, but, going into this, we'll see what they pick. Looks like we're playing on an escort map. Do you know what map this is?
I remember the word of what you called it, or what Otter called it.
No, the map. It's Numbani.
Numbani. That's exactly what the title was. So Numbani, I'm very concerned about what the space is gonna look like on this map.
Yeah, and we'll see who the payload princess is for this match.
Absolutely.
Mayhem getting ready to set up. They're running a Soldier, an Echo, a Sigma, an Alari, and a Sojourn. Sigma also being another phenomenal
Well,
pick.
we're pulling out Diva with Smurf right now and Twilight on Hiriko.
Oh. Kiriko Alari is very important. Kiriko counters Alari very well.
And Birdring back on the Widowmaker.
Oh, of course. Being able to cleanse those Alari suns are very important to keep your team up. Make sure that they don't get one-shot by that ultimate.
No, absolutely.
Otter, what's your insight?
I was gonna say, it's just like I mentioned before, it's all about getting the pick. Just one pick, you'll open up the entire map, really, and you're gonna be able to snowball everything. So I would have been glad to see the Widowmaker, but it turns out that was just a bait. Oh, maybe I'm getting baited again. Now we got the Hanzo. That works too.
Oh, the
double
Hanzo.
Hanzo
bait,
swap,
That's a very interesting swap.
another goat swap, to be honest.
I'm really a big fan of the Ashe, I'm not gonna lie to you. Might not be just made for this map, maybe, Uprising just knows something that I don't, of course.
I actually see how the Hanzo makes sense here now that I see it in play or in action. You just get to play around the high ground a little bit more, not having to commit to that very angle that he's playing to or playing right now. Otherwise, you would have to wait for the Widowmaker grapple. I don't exactly recall the cooldown, but now he can just climb up and jump down, climb up and jump down.
He's got really good height there.
Yeah,
the
exactly.
high
Pretty much just use kind of a heady there.
Another great part of Hanzo is being able to burn those Sigma shields quite quickly and not have to worrying about ammo or charge up.
And that'll
times.
make space for his teammates for sure.
Taking out their Alari, but also Decay going down by checkmate.
Twilight is
Deep
holding
neck.
ground.
Indeed.
Trying to do his best to
Smurf
protect
getting-
Bird.
Smurf going down, Bird going down as well.
Ooh.
The checkmate. Rupel getting some picks on BAP, it seems. And that looks like a full reset that they're going to need to do for the Uprising.
Yes.
Someone taking the high ground with the Sigma once again. And it looks like we're swapping over to Winston to counter that Sigma a little bit better.
Yeah, Smurf's trying to do his best work on tank.
That Winston gun being able to pierce through shields and to be able to pierce through Sigma suck is also a great way to play around it. Ilari going in the back lines, it seems, trying to get some picks, some one taps maybe, some two taps. Oh, great
Ooh,
headshots
very
going
nice.
on Rupel.
Clean.
Rupel going down to Bird, and the Ilari ult being popped, getting some huge hits in there.
That's
Merit taking out Bird though. Twilight taking out someone, making it a huge opening for the tank.
Asayaki is just making really good space. It's crazy.
Oh, yeah, that's not happening. They got it.
There we go. Alari taking down the Echo and getting the payload. So now let's see. The real question is who is the payload princess? And it's looking like it is Ilari.
Ooh. Decay trying to go into help Smurf and just doing an excellent job about it.
Of course.
Really playing that Winston shield very patiently. Understanding that they gotta play kinda at pace here.
Mayhem pretty much all on balcony right now, with Rupel healing the team up. Bubble coming down from Smurf. Decay clones the Rhine, but gets demeched.
Decay very injured here.
Oh, that is a good ultimate. There
Smurf
you go.
dying. Diva Bomb going off, taking out the turret and the infield, unfortunately, because there's a
It's
Baptiste
something.
over there.
It's something. They forced them into some bad positions. They ended up being able to get a lot of damage out thanks to the ultimate. That is one thing that if I'm gonna be a bit negative, as a former Diva enjoyer, it's one thing I don't like about Baptiste coming into the game is you don't get those fat Diva bombs anymore. At best, you end up getting the immortality field, and that's it.
Bird's gonna come upon his ult really soon here. I wonder how much space it's really gonna give the Uprising.
And Smurf just coming out of his right now. Bird getting absolutely fried.
Oh,
by
he
the
probably needed
Echo.
to stay alive there so that way he could kind of use his ult. Now he's got to come back.
Thankfully, there was a trade, though, with Checkmate also going down.
It's helpful.
And Alari popping the ultimate once again, getting those sunbeams on them and taking out Merit.
Alari just
with
trying to
the
stay
aftermath.
alive kind of right now. There you go. Smurf looks to be doing some decent damage on the Diva.
There you go.
There we go. Staggered Diva.
Decay going down to Maka, though. So they are down to support. Mayhem's Alari and Echo taking out Bird as well, while Maka also goes down to Smurf.
Bird popped his ult there at least, though. You know, he got some good space. You know, Payload's moving forward.
Yeah. Someone also going down here.
Smurf trying to play his role and, you know, get some space here.
Flanking as well, trying to get some backline picks, perhaps.
Indeed.
Diva coming out again with the Baptiste, the Echo. No swaps yet from this game, we can see.
And we see two ults
Alright,
on Mayhem right now that they can utilize.
Someone is popping off, though, with Merit, taking down the majority of the Uprising.
Ooh.
Revive's coming in now. Twilight does have Kitsune Rush available, though.
We are going to have Echo ult really soon, though.
Yeah, too. A lot of her ults are almost ready, actually. In fact, the only one behind right now is Bird, as he had popped Visor pretty recently.
Yes, but, you know, we see the payload space that made.
Yeah, we did. And the ability to burn your ult back with Soldier is pretty strong. High DPS, able to get that damage in quickly.
The Uprising actually just really trying to make some good space here. They're playing really close and playing
Indeed,
kind of
Echo.
decently well together, it seems.
Echo flanking behind as well, trying to get some shots in the back right there. Diva a little overextended into the back lines of the Uprising, and that's someone getting demeched and possibly going down here if we can take out the Lamp. Lamp not going down yet, but Rural
Let's go,
getting
Smurf!
Rupo getting killed.
Ooh, off the map
my.
you go. Smurf is smurfing.
Oh, that is so massive. He spotted the soldier in the back, and he just saw a tasty little treat to boop off the map.
A little treat right there.
A little treat indeed. Boston moving the payload up, and it's looking really good for them.
Coming in close here. Diva is going to touch point there, though. Very close to getting bomb back as well. Might go and just
Bird's
pop
gonna
that
have
very
his
soon.
ult really soon here. If he can just stay alive, he can close this out with that visor.
Probably going to wait for the Diva to... Oh, no. Diva does have bomb readily available now.
Oh my goodness, that Diva is staggered.
Someone is probably going to pop it any second.
Ooh, Bird, just stay alive.
Decay going down to checkmate. Merit.
Smurf is just getting aped right now. Oh,
This is looking like one last push for the Uprising to take this point.
right there. They're gonna get, you know, pushed back a bit, but we own a lot of the payload.
We do indeed. We're swapping over to the Genji and the Ana as well right now.
Decay said, let's just finish this out.
Yep.
Throw some stars out. Let's do it.
Probably going to build damage and Nano Blade at the very end here.
That would be very awesome to see. Boston trying to play their pace here, but this is going to be kind of a hard push, don't you think?
Yes, someone has saved his ult though to the very last minute, so this could be bad for the Uprising. Rupel also having Window be able to go down as a backup.
Yeah, that Diva you know,
Diva Bomb is
self-destruct.
scary.
That Diva Bomb can be very dangerous.
Ilari ultimate also almost ready to be popped. Almost all the ultimates, actually. This is not a good look right now.
This is super scary.
May ult also readily available.
Yeah, they have 3 ults.
And they have 3 seconds to get onto that point. Ilari trying to backline here actually might be dying for that.
Yeah, that did not pay off at all. That is
a
a huge pick.
That is a huge pick for
Someone
Boston.
also
Huge
getting
Diva
deep
Bomb as well.
possibly. Diva Bomb is massive though.
Oh.
Checkmate taking out Decay as well as their Ana. And that's it for the Mayhem. They did not get that last point. So really it's just they have to hold Mayhem before they can get to that point.
Absolutely 2-0. Boston.
All with a 67 meter.
I mean, it's
Let's
hard to
go.
close out Numbani, to be fair. I can see, as long as the Uprising can stall it out on, if it even gets to the payload part, I can definitely see him closing this out pretty easily. It's all about the first fight, and the second fight,
Yeah, that is
and then the
very
third
true.
fight, and then the...
And then all the fights,
And
yeah,
all the
closing out
it's
all
all
the
about all
fights.
the fights at the end of the day, right? But it's all about that initial momentum. Definitely, we saw that with Florida, the way they played the previous map, and probably actually the way they play this map as well. If they do get the initial momentum, they can get that ball rolling. But if they fail, or if Boston gets the ball rolling, they don't seem to know how to really stop it.
Very true. The starting point on Numbani is very important to hold, as it is one of the more harder ones to take, while the second point is incredibly easy to take, and the third one falls somewhere in between the middle. So, taking that last point, obviously, is going to be the most important one for Mayhem to be defending, right there. Because there's a lot of stress and pressure going on to Boston Uprising, and here we can see that they are swapping out on Mayhem for a Bastion on Merit. Someone going back to Sigma as well, and ooh, it looks like the Hanzo pick coming in as well.
Oh, they're actually committing to... I thought they were trolling. Okay, this is gonna be
No, they're
interesting.
committing to that Bastion.
They're committing to that Bastion.
I want to see
Bastion's
this.
gonna be really good against the Winston as well that we have.
Oh boy.
Alright, let's see what they got going here. Getting ready to make a full push around that corner. Sigma going in instantly, getting some picks on those Twilight turrets. Merit is antied as well as sticky bombed. Can't see much. Might take out that Echo, does not because of the cooldown. And the duration of his turret is running out.
I mean, at the end of the day, they ended up getting some space to get a high ground here and, you know, get a tank on the point. No picks as I assume they were hoping for, but it is something for Florida.
Ilari ult being built very fast right there, as well as the Hanzo.
There it is.
Checkmate
really...
takes out Bird as well as someone taking out Smurf. Decay goes down to Rupel on Baptiste, and it looks like this point is Mayhem's.
This point definitely is Mayhem.
Alright, time for the Payload Princess to come in and do their work.
I would honestly like to see a Sombra pick here from Boston to counter that Bastion.
Huh, that could be a good idea. Looks like we're swapping over to Diva though quite quickly, while we have Decay and Bird on Hanzo and Genji.
Yeah, Smurf has to hold the line better here.
Ooh, the May pick
And
and
it
the
just comes
Zenyatta
down
pick
to
as
countering
well.
that Bastion.
Sombra would be better than ever right now with May and Bastion on the other team, while Zenyatta is still going to be able to take care of that Diva.
Rupel, very close to his ultimate there.
Yep.
Yeah, definitely a tank killing comp here for the Florida Mayhem. Smurf, even on the Diva, very survivable hero against...
Trying to get some picks on Ana, but also trying to just keep his teammates alive.
Nanoing Decay for the Blade as well.
Oh yeah, Decay is going nuts.
Decay getting some pretty good shots in, while Merit sits in the backlines with his turret, getting orbed as well by their Zenyatta.
I will say, Mary pretty much is like playing kind of back tank right now. I think he's trying to get some momentum forward with his team.
Merit getting swept by that Ana though. Kiriko trying to get some damage on him when he gets up, but it does not play off.
Twilight did understand though the importance of quickly repositioning, and it was just sort of disabled to stop them from getting space.
Yeah, and Twilight also has Kitsune Rush readily available and seems to be popping it right now. No picks seem to be coming out of this right now though. Teleporting over to Decay.
Oh, Smurf goes down.
Checkmate taking down Smurf with Blizzard in fact.
Do see a Hanzo all come out
Bird
there.
does take down Merritt, though, while Maka comes in and starts absolutely cleaning house.
Oof.
Unfortunate.
This is looking rough, but at least you got the Nano Blade coming out soon. You got the Diva ult. It's all about managing those ultimates wisely, and I can actually see Boston clinching this one out still. I'm an optimist today.
You're an optimist today. I understand that. I think that they can hold this out here pretty too. A little bit of pressure on them and on Mayhem as well. Mayhem does have 4.5 minutes though to take this point, so it's a little bit worrying.
It's looking very rough for Boston right now.
It is indeed. Twilight though back on Zenyatta and Decay taking out
Decay.
Merit.
Oh!
And someone as well.
Oh my
Okay.
goodness.
And that's Decay taking out almost the entire team.
Decay literally just went insane.
Yep. Smurf also taking out the remaining player. Checkmate.
Ooh.
Swapping probably to Soldier 76 as well. Oh, wait, going back again? Sojourn.
That works just fine as well. We've seen Decay do some crazy stuff on the Sojourn so far today, so... Oh, back to
That
Soldier
we
again.
have. Oh, okay.
Really?
They're just trying to bait us at
Round
this
and
point.
round the merry-go-round.
Yeah.
Alright, we also have Smurf on Doomfist now. Coming in.
From Diva to Doomfist.
Interesting pick indeed. Ooh, Bird going down to Merit once again, and Merit dropping his airstrikes all over the place. Probably going to be taking out... No, it does not take out Decay.
Oh.
Decay does get taken out, though, by Merit afterwards. Maka also take... well,
Oh.
Bird ring. Swapping to Tracer.
unfortunately, that's map 2.
unfortunate.
And just like that, Mayhem gets it. Unfortunate, but still, it's 1-1. They can bring it back quite easily. At least 3 more games to go. 2 more games to go. Well, we'll see how it is. Gordon, up back to you.
And RuPaul, they passed it with flying colors. That is so much pressure on your Zen there. Like Zen is
Okay, so Mayhem that game kind of lived up to their namesake. They caused a little bit of mayhem for the Boston Uprising. What happened, Anthony, in your opinion, that really kind of helped them bounce back from map 1 and kind of take over map 2?
I think it's just sort of the understanding of how to be offensive on the map. Like, overall, like, both teams understood how to be offensive on the map, but they both struggled in defense. And so I think it's just more so a map practice for both teams.
No, that makes sense. Yeah. I could 100% see that. Otter, did you have any personal opinions on the Legends selections, on how, if you would have done anything different, or do you think that both teams are running the optimal loadouts that they could at this point?
From what I'm seeing, it does seem like they're playing the optimal heroes or the compositions. One thing I do want to mention, though, they seem to play it a little bit loosey-goosey with some of the ultimates here. I can't help but think that if they were a bit more conservative, this goes on both sides, obviously, but if either of the teams were a little bit more conservative with the way they used the ultimates, maybe this would end up looking a lot more different. I definitely feel like there was a lot of ultimates going out that shouldn't have had to go out, and yeah, that's just not the way you should play a map
So
like
you definitely chalk
Numbani.
it up to util usage.
Yes.
And something I would say there is I still think it could have been more optimal in terms of hero selection. As I was saying, you know, to SWL, I think a Sombra pick would have been very big for this because of the condensed area, like the condensed area of like where we're pushing towards. It's like everybody's just sort of alt bombing each other. And in order to sort of like, so again, as you said, Boston's playing loosey-goosey, sort of with the util usage.
Yeah.
I think Mayhem kind of was too when they were playing sort of on the opposite. But at the end of the day, let's say we had a Sombra, because of this big wide open space, disabling some abilities, being able to create that space and that sort of buffer, I sort of think would have made a big difference. What do you think, Otter?
Yeah, I agree. You said it very apt. Like, I cannot add more feedback to that, honestly. I agree, absolutely.
Okay, so we're going into this third map now. Each team has 1 point apiece. Best of 3, as we all know. This is where the pressure gets kind of cooked in, because whatever team ends up winning this next map, the other team is facing elimination.
It's,
how do you think they're
first to
going to
three
react
for
to
them.
that? Right, it's first to 3. So whoever wins this next map, that other team that loses would be on the cusp of losing the day. They're down 2-1 with the 4th map. So how do you
Okay.
think they're going to go into settle this tiebreaker for map 3, what are the philosophies that each team should be taking an approach with?
You're asking Otter?
Either or.
So
You're the
I think the
coach.
approach here is very map dependent, right? Otter, what do you think?
I don't know much about Suravasa, I'm gonna be honest with you. So I don't know the strategy.
No, I understand. How do you think the players are going to be reacting to the situation? Do you think they're feeling good about where each team respectively is with the point on the board each? Or do you think they're feeling a little bit of pressure?
I think they're feeling a bit of pressure. Because at the end of the day, again, this is a redemption story for Boston.
Yeah.
It seems to be probably one of the closer setups that Boston had against Miami. And I think Boston is feeling that pressure, that desire to win. And I hope that they carry that into the next map here.
Yeah, no, same. I would personally like to see an uprising from them. So, I think that would be, throw a little bit of mayhem at the mayhem.
Yeah, Boston up Rizza, baby.
Yeah, 100%. Otter, do you have any players so far that you've been keeping an eye on that has been your favorite to watch?
It's gonna be Birdring, and it has always been Birdring. I love to see some... I hope to see some more Widowmaker play. I'm, again, very biased towards all of the hit scan, especially Widowmaker. I think one-shot kill is just the way any game should be played. So that's been a treat so far.
Bird is really good with his angles, right? Whether he's playing Hanzo, whether he's playing Ashe, whether he's playing, Widowmaker.
Yeah.
He understands sort of where he needs to be, and he's just really good at sort of getting those picks. But I'm gonna be honest with you, Otter. As much as I was a big fan of Birdring at the start there, after seeing Decay,
I was hoping someone would say Decay. Decay absolutely went off. He took out pretty much the entire team. They didn't capitalize on it 100%, but still, phenomenal play.
No, literally, Decay just went crazy there on Genji. And honestly, he earns my favor for just that play alone of the day. Bird was doing really well with Widowmaker, but I think that Decay just, absolutely crushed his plays from earlier.
100%. All right, we're going to be jumping into map number 3. Otter, go ahead and let's take a look at what the players are seeing, and let's hope for an uprising victory here.
Absolutely.
The next step in the swap game, and that was kind of the difference maker for Numbani that made it look so.
Oop, that's the wrong camera.
All right, Suravasa up next.
All right, we're back at it here.
Welcome
Going
back.
into... Thank you. Going into Suravasa. I actually have not seen this map played out yet, so it'll be very interesting to see.
Suravasa. And at the end of the day, let's just see how each team adapts to these maps,
Of
what
course.
compositions they're going to use, and see if there's any surprising picks.
Hopefully. This map does look quite beautiful. This was added in the recent patch, introducing Alari as well as Flashpoint.
So for the people at home who might not know what Flashpoint is, that being me, what's the difference between Flashpoint and the more typical game modes?
Well, that's a good question, as I have not played it yet.
See, Flashpoint, it sounds like sort of, again, like a control game. I mean, we can understand those percentages here, right?
Yeah.
So we have the Smurf, Winston pick. We have the Lucio coming back out, and the Kiriko. Decay going back to his Genji roots here.
It looks like a
Let's look
looks
out
like a
the matches in the middle
control.
here.
We'll see what happens, I guess.
The 3 points that they need to capture is what this first mode is about.
3 points they need to capture, so that's like oh, what is that called? Like an OG game mode? Domination?
Yeah, domination.
Yeah, that's the one.
Domination, yeah.
Okay, Boston having the space, having the point. Kiriko just going huge here. Smurf trying to make some space, and Losario's just helping him out.
Doing it quite well.
Oh, and they just backed up perfectly.
First point, it does seem to be going to the Uprising, with the percent going up quite quickly.
Oh, absolutely.
Someone swapping over to Winston now as well. Smurf building up quite quickly, as well as Twilight. Twilight's going to have Kitsune probably after this next fight.
Uprising playing really tight here.
Oh, indeed. Mayhem holding quite well.
Genji versus Genji.
Here we go,
Checkmate and Decay.
Decay fully healed up once again. And Checkmate back up there too. Decay is building ult much quicker than Checkmate though, and is actually going to have it quite soon. Possibly to go out with this Kiriko ult.
This Kiriko is really holding the line.
Indeed, Twilight is doing quite well holding there. Healing her team, keeping them all up. Checkmate going down. Smurf going down too though, unfortunately. Merit is very low on HP, but is getting it back, and he gets one-shotted by that Lucio
Bird-Eye
burst.
just going after that Lucio.
Overtime getting holding on the contest. And coming back in, but it's not enough. First point is going to Uprising.
Twilight is holding it down for the entire team right now in terms of heals.
Indeed.
Just staying alive, keeping everybody supported.
Here we go, Smurf and Decay. Both having their ults ready, as well as Lee with the beat coming in.
Smurf and Decay both having ults is huge.
Indeed. What a beautiful map this is as well, may I just say.
Oh, absolutely.
Plenty of scenery to look at while you run all the way from spawn to the flashpoint. It's perfect.
Oh, of course. Decay popping Blade and possibly taking out that Kiriko.
Going absolutely insane once again.
Rupal
doing what
getting
Decay
taken
does
out.
best.
Smurf getting Merit into the corner there and just punching him. Supports are going down here while someone
Ooh, it's
also
ape
pops
versus
his ult.
ape. And our ape is just better.
Yeah.
Bye-bye, Lucio.
There's
Uprising
looking...
taking control of the second point as well, looking very nice.
Is that
Bird
the
also
Reaper
has
coming
his
out?
railgun. It is indeed going to take care of that Winston quite well.
Checkpoint gonna have Blade really soon here.
Decay on Reaper is very nice for the Winston, but it's also concerning for that beat.
Decay switching to a Reaper pick.
Yeah. Twilight about to have Kiriko ult once again. There it is.
I didn't even think Twilight's died once.
Nah, I don't think so either.
But our
Blade
Blade is
coming
not
down
paying off.
though from Checkmate.
Oh
Checkmate
my
getting
goodness.
absolutely fried, and he's dead by Smurf. Unfortunately, Twilight gets taken out by Merit from the soldier headshot.
Birdring is just making just space right now. Just absolutely frying.
Smurf taking space, and with the backup of Bird. And that's Smurf taking out their Lucio probably. There he goes. With the melee. That's unfortunate.
Savage. Forcing back their Winston. Someone is just getting smurfed on.
Oh yeah.
Yeah?
I was gonna say, you said that you liken this to domination, and I don't think it is, but what we are seeing is clearly some domination.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah, no, absolutely.
Lee about to have beat going into this next fight. Same thing with Smurf with the Primal Rage.
Combination of those two could be really interesting.
Indeed. High ground here is being controlled by Mayhem while the point is being unlocked in 10 seconds. High ground reminds me a lot of Paris, which was removed from the game because that map is absolutely garbage.
Trying to hold... Oh, Merrick coming behind Smurf. He's trying to kind of divide his attention, but I think Smurf is a bit staggered there.
Smurf deathballing, getting ready to pop Primal. Has already popped it, actually. Going away, jumping onto the med pack. Great map knowledge there.
Trying to
Coming back
really
in.
bring space here,
Popping
but
dome
I
down.
don't think this is... Yeah, Smurf definitely going to go down in that.
Mayhem definitely takes this point right now. Beat definitely came in clutch for
Decay
them.
will have his ult really soon, and that is a very confined space.
Barrett does pop Visor, though, and takes out the majority of the Uprising, and there they go. There's going to be a full reset for them with the Sojourn ult and the Reaper ult coming in. Now that they don't have Beat, though, that Reaper ult is going to be devastating.
Again,
from
you
Decay.
can see that space there. And I think if Decay can get in there, use his ult, it's over.
It is. Decay can just flank right now and pop it, but Checkmate does have it in 10% as well, so they may be thinking the exact same thing, and here it is. Reaper on Reaper action.
If Checkmate can be taken out, that would be huge.
Decay dying to the Reaper ult, unfortunately. And this is
Oh.
once again another reset for the Uprising.
But they do
Possibly
have a
not getting the
massive ult
points.
advantage now, to be fair.
They do, and they still have those 2 points. It's first to 3 on Flashpoint, it seems.
Yes, I mean, Decay now having the ult first, like, rather than not, can be very big for Boston.
That is very true. And here we go. One last push for this point. Does not look like they're going to go for it. Just going to try and get some picks before they can push out. But it actually does look like they're going for it. Overtime. coming
They have
in.
not given up.
Sojourn
Burgering
posting
actually
words.
going insane, just staying alive. It's huge.
It's absolutely massive, and that is the reclaiming of this point for Uprising. Possibly able to hold this with the only ult on the other team currently up is Ruples, the Kirik ult.
It's gonna be hard though, because Mayhem still controls the point now, basically.
Mayhem actually takes the point, going to overtime once again. It looks like the Uprising may just come in and touch again.
They're just trying to keep as much point control as possible, but
He going down, Smurf also going down.
Decay just trying to survive.
Decay going down, unfortunately, and Twilight is the last one to die, and there they go. Checkmate on a 15-player kill streak as well.
But Boston does have 2 over 1 right now.
That they do indeed. The next Flashpoint unlocks in 32 seconds. Over at this little castle on the right side of the map.
I wonder who's gonna make it there first.
This looks like it's gonna be a little skirmish in the center here. Gonna try and get some picks on each other before they go for the actual point itself. Merit does have Visor ready, and Decay did use that Blossom a couple minutes ago.
Both teams kind of mirroring each other as they're trying to go for the point.
That indeed. Yeah, it looks like the Mayhem is
Mayhem
getting
got
there
it first. Yeah. Lucio ult on Lee.
Lots of ults readily available here on both teams, or about
I think
to be.
Mayhem might actually control a lot of that
Beat
field there.
and Kiriko ult coming in. Decay and Twilight taking out Rupal and Merit. This looks like an Uprising W
It does
right here.
look like a dub for the Uprising right now.
Someone leaving right there. I might be someone who leaks, but he is someone who leaves the point because they are not getting it. Someone does have his ult ready though, and Checkmate coming up on 87%.
Smurf has his already, and that's going to be huge right here in terms of controlling the point.
Decay trying to get some picks on the flank right here, build some ult charge, and
Uprising
maybe go
though,
back.
like kind of going with that gatekeeping approach again,
Yeah, exactly.
playing outward.
Smurf is playing very much outward and getting ready to try and control some space. Decay slightly behind him, building ult charge, at a big 73% with that.
Contested
Decay
currently.
is going to get very hurt there, and Checkmate gets taken out by Lee.
Smurf has yet to use his ult though.
And here we go.
Here it goes.
We might be seeing it here if he doesn't take out this Lucio, but no, we're not going to actually.
I'm very surprised he doesn't ult there.
Booping off the map could have been very advantageous, but at the same time, trying to get the Lucio off with that wall run is not ideal.
I mean, then again, Smurf, you know,
Taking
went
it
right
for the
back to his team.
Here we go. With the 80% on this point, looks like Uprising does take this win. Someone just getting revived right now.
Riz up, Boston up. Oh,
And we see Decay with the ult.
That
Not
one
a
wasn't
great
as useful as I think he wanted it to be.
Not at all. Does still get some damage in there and takes out Rupal. On the point, someone
Smurf is going
trying to-
ape, literally.
Yeah. Someone is too.
Well,
but
there's the boop on the Lucio. You got it after all. It's fine.
he did. Let's
Yeah.
go.
Absolutely.
Oh, this
Ooh,
And that's it for the
someone
Uprising.
is out.
And there we go. Game 3 going to Uprising
Uprising.
once again. So, looking like they need one more win and they can get the revenge story completed.
Absolutely, that redemption arc.
So, I think we can all agree that that map was probably the most decisive victory by either team all day long. They clearly came in and just really did not let off the gas pedal and just swept it without even really that much of a contest. What are you guys' thoughts?
You know, it's really interesting that Boston really is just really good at gatekeeping.
Yeah,
They just go and they play outward space and they just do it super well.
if it works, right? Whatever gets you the win.
Yeah,
And,
no, absolutely.
They're capitalizing on it, so.
What do you think, Otter?
Yeah, no, I agree, and I think that maybe they've been listening to the co-stream here or something. There was a lot better control when it came to the ultimate management, especially from Boston this time around. Obviously, they had a lot of control of the situation. Like you said, they had the pedal to the metal or whatever you would say. But all in all, they had full control of the whole situation at all times, not committing too many ults or too many resources at any point in the game.
So, funny enough, they are actually a couple of rooms over from us. And I may or may not have slipped a note under the door that says, better ult utility. Signed, Psycho. So, that may have been a thing that we actually did. No, I'm just kidding.
Just kidding.
But no, they are looking really good going into Game 4. How do you guys think Mayhem is going to react? They're basically on the brink of elimination here. Well, how would you handle this if you're the Mayhem coach?
Well, if I'm the Mayhem coach, right, I try to get my team to understand what Boston is doing well, which is gatekeeping, right?
Yeah.
And how can we break through that on each map? And what compositions can we adjust to in the middle of the game to allow us to break through that? And if I was Boston, I would be saying, how can we make sure that they can't counterpick this, right?
Yeah.
So it's definitely going to be a really interesting situation. And what I would love to see is a Boston, redemption here.
Yeah.
Miami did win 100 grand from the last time that they played with the whole mid-season madness thing, okay? And although this isn't for prize money right now, and this is a qualifier to get into the playoffs, Boston clearly wants it more.
No, they really, really do. Otter, if you're one of the players, what's going through your head right now? Either team, give me your best
Either
shot.
team? Okay, if I'm a player over at Boston, I'm probably feeling pretty elated, I'm going to have to say. But pretty happy, feeling pretty good about myself. There's just something...
You gonna go out and get some reindeer jerky afterwards?
Oh, absolutely, and some pizza, some broccoli pizza. But in reality, when you're a player in this situation, like, you just feel like a massive weight is off your shoulder, right? I think any player in any game, like when you get a decisive victory, when I played Counter-Strike, this is obviously not Counter-Strike, but if I played Counter-Strike, I dropped a 16-0.
Wait, this isn't the Counter-Strike stream?
No, that's
I gotta go.
over. But if you drop the 16-0, like, you're gonna feel amazing for the rest of the day. So all of this momentum can actually carry into the next map, and maybe that's all they need.
No, understand. Anthony, this could be the last game of the day. Do you think it ends here, or do you think we go to a game 5?
That's a really good question. I think that we're going to go to a game 5. But what I will tell you is this. You asked Otter sort of the question about players, right? And what a player might be feeling in the situation. Seeing players being behind them on a stage, I kind of understand what they might be feeling right now. And I think the feeling is they are elated. They are very excited. But they're trying to basically tell each other, guys, we just need to do well on one more map. We have got this. We have been doing well so far. Just keep up exactly what we're doing. Same comms, same attitude, same communication. Let's do this. And that must be the spirit in that room next door.
Yeah. No, everyone seems very intense in there. It scared me. I left very quickly after walking by. So, Otter, do you think it goes to game 4, or do you think it goes to game 5?
I mean, it seems like Boston will
No, don't do that Swedish thing where you're impartial.
the neutral.
You're not Switzerland, bro.
You're not Switzerland right now. You don't do that. You gotta pick one.
Okay, well, we're getting some push. We're getting some Esperanza. So I'm gonna say, yeah, I think Boston can close it out. If they're feeling good enough from this game, and like I said, I'm pretty sure they are, I can see them closing it out this time around.
All right. Let me go ahead and bring Jack back and have him actually answer that same question as you guys move into the next map.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
All right.
Welcome
We
back.
are-
Okay.
Oh, thank you. So I heard you guys talking, saying, will it go into will it end here, or will it go into game 5?
Murph with the damage.
With the absolute insane damage. But
18.6 eliminations.
for me, personally, I think it ends here. I don't think there's a game 5. I think it ends here. And
Ooh.
as you know, Anthony, my calls on our team's placements are always right. If I say we're a top 4, 4th. If it's top 3, we're on 3rd. If we won it, we won it. I'm always right on these calls. So here it ends on game 4 with Boston Uprising winning for the
I don't know, Jack. I think it's going to come down to the wire.
Do you know?
I do.
Otter, what was your decision?
I said this was the last game, or rather, the next
Okay.
one is the last game. So we're the same read.
Okay. All right. Well, see.
Okay, so I'm the realist and you two the optimist?
Yeah, you're the realist.
No, you're the
I'm the
pessimist, Anthony.
Yeah, true.
I'm the pessimist. I
Yeah.
just think that it's going to be a little bit more than we think it is.
What do you like on your pizza?
You know, I like a big meat lover's pizza, and that's just me personally.
Okay. What about you, Otter? I've heard that you have some strange taste.
I don't think it's me having strange taste. We've gone over this a few times. There is a pizza at the Domino's here in Sweden, which is I don't know all of the ingredients, but it basically has broccoli and chicken and then teriyaki sauce instead of the
You know,
standard
we're
sauce.
seeing on the broadcast right here.
Yeah.
You know, players up, players talking, looking elated, and again, it's probably the same issue as I was saying earlier. Like, boys, we only need to lock it in for one more map.
And you know who was locked in there? You saw that camera? Twilight. Twilight, the support player. Support on top, locked in, ready to go for this last game, because they're gonna win right here.
Ooh,
They're ready.
They are so ready.
they are ready. Miami's just sitting there like, and then Boston Uprising is just like, all right, boys, lock it in.
Because, you know why they're like, because they know it's over right now. They know that they're not winning. this map. And what is this map? It is a push map.
Well, it's time to get it pushing.
Okay, time to get a pushing. Here we go.
There you go. So if you're someone right now, what are you thinking?
I'm thinking, man, I gotta take a lot of space here. I gotta be controlling that bot. I gotta be dropping some crazy bubbles on Winston, maybe some Diva bombs. Or, if you're on Sigma, pulling people into the air off that payload at endgame just to get the overtime points.
Interesting.
Because I think here we're not going to see a clean sweep. We're going to have a very long push map ahead of us.
Ugh.
I'm telling you.
You know what I'd love to see? Some Ash pick from Bird. Especially on push.
Oh yeah, the Bob on push. Ooh, that's a
Bob
pretty
on
good
push
push
goes
is
huge.
very strong, especially considering Bob counts as another player being able to contest that point.
Yeah, and just literally continue to try to literally push it forward.
Oh yeah. You're not going to get very far with Bob, considering that he's a stationary turret, but here we go. On my least favorite push map as well. Although, none of them are very good.
Okay. Okay.
Are we going to end on Esper, or are we going to go into Dorado?
I think
Halo.
we're gonna go into Dorado.
I think we're ending here.
Yeah, the
Let's see,
realists
though.
are saying Esperanza,
the road
and the
to
pessimists
El Dorado.
saying Dorado.
That was good, whatever.
Oh my
Alright, and
goodness.
here we go. Game is
The
starting.
anticipation, Jack.
Gosh, I'm at the edge of my seat right now, waiting to see who wins this. The bot looking very lovely today, sitting there all cute. He is ready to get pushed, and to help pushing.
Let's see here, what are gonna be the compositions?
Here we go, alright.
Ooh.
Junker Queen coming in this time with Twilight, also on Baptiste. The Symmetra on Bird, and Decay on Genji, while Merit and Checkmate are running Sojourn Reaper, and someone is on that Winston.
I think Boston has a strategy here.
I do too, and I'm loving the use of Junker Queen on this last push map as well.
Mm-hmm.
We'll see some very good Rampage plays, and the only issue that we're probably going to face is that Kiriko being able to cleanse all the bleeds.
I will say that Winston, to me, honestly seems like a very big challenge. What do you think?
Well, considering that they are playing with Junker Queen, I'm not as worried about it as you might be. Especially with Symmetra being able to burn those shields and charge her weapon up.
Oh, it full skirmish right here.
Bird coming in, taking care of that Winston bubble.
Bird is just
Oh,
melting.
the fully
Absolutely
stacked
frying
Symmetra.
everyone.
Oh,
Smurf and
this on
Decay
someone.
taking out two. We have 2-on-2 action going here. Someone going down, though, which is much bigger than the picks that they had gotten.
Checkmate just got checkmated there. It's over.
Yeah, that's it for them.
That is
Junker
beautiful.
Queen's actually coming out
that
crazy.
is a
Smurf is-
next level dive. That's what we love to see. How do you
That
even
is
counter that?
great. How do you counter that?
Checkmate going down. That's Zug Zwang. It's unable to be countered. It's over.
Decay is just ready to just go crazy with this Genji again. Just gotta be careful not to stagger himself here. Going for like a side flank, just to kind of add pressure. But he is playing his pace really well with his team.
Massive ult
right
building
next to
from
Smurf.
Bird as well, taking out Checkmate with those turrets. Sneaky little turrets.
Having two tanks, literally in that regard.
These days it's not the turrets, right? It's the rest of the team comboing with
Really
the
feeling it.
damage nerf, and so it's a bit of a mistake. It's going to be
Boston really playing pace here, like playing close together.
Just got that beat as well, so they are very safe and very sturdy going into this next fight.
Indeed.
Someone is going to get their ult very soon, as well as Merit, and Rupel just got his.
Mayhem has the high ground though.
Mayhem does, but at the same time, beat is being dropped. And Smurf is going in, gets that axe hit onto their Lucio.
Boston is going insane.
Unfortunately, Merit taking out Bird at this moment. Twilight also going down here.
Decay
Going
probably
down
gonna
as
go down
a
as well.
Smurf,
Decay
whole
down,
team
Smurf,
is
Twilight.
out. Time to reset. And
Yes,
get back in
but you
there.
know, we're resetting with a Genji ult.
With
there we go. a
and
Smurf ult.
the game is paused.
pause.
What is going on?
What about
Oh?
the wall from Checkmate? The TP comes into the window room. Boston
Yeah?
tries to take
Yeah.
All right, we're looking around.
jukes them, jumps
We
in,
are
jumps
the
in,
honestly
jumps in
Boston.
there. He's like,
You
"Oh,
saw that.
buddy."
They're pushing all right.
They're ready with those 4 ults and 25 into beat. They're going to take that point for free. That's what's about to happen here after this game.
Absolutely. The Junker Queen?
The Junker Queen play is going to be phenomenal.
Yeah,
Little
no,
worried
that
about
was
this
insane.
Kiriko
Smurf was
cleanse.
just
Down. I feel like
making space.
Kiriko Cleanse, though, is going to be very devastating to that Junker Queen ult, although we'll get it opening anyway, since she's...
I mean, we have 4 ults.
We do have...
So...
And here we go, game coming back in 3, 2, 1. Here we go.
They are very useful, but I'm not really seeing the clean way to
The revives coming in, Lee, the last one up.
pop the queen ult, but when the beat comes down from
Going to
Aurora,
speed in and teleport with the team. Twilight opening this fight here, it seems.
that might be really tough.
While they're waiting for Smurf to get up there and possibly pull someone in with that hook. Does not get them, though. All of them teleporting on top and wall drops as well as Blade. Bird does go down while Twilight also dies here.
Our
Okay, getting some
strategy
good
does not
damage
work
in there.
twice.
Does not. Smurf also going down. This looks like another reset. 2 ults gone, unfortunately. Bird swapping onto Sojourn. No, he was on Sojourn before, I'm wrong.
He was on Sojourn.
He wasn't, did.
Well, Smurf still has his own Twilight, still has...
Decay is swapping onto Reaper, though, to try and counter that Winston.
Let's see here. Can Boston make up for the space that they just lost? They, pretty much just died twice fully.
Yeah. And they lost those ultimates, too.
Indeed.
Checkmate does have Blizzard ready to go, as well as someone having Primal Instinct. Smurf taking a lot of damage while Twilight does drop down his window.
Get a little bit of
Able to
space
take
here.
that bot back as well.
Yeah.
Indeed.
We're taking space, but Checkmate does look like he's trying to look for this ultimate here.
Indeed.
Gonna drop it down here in a second, possibly? Yep, here it goes.
Playing ISO just for a moment.
Freezing Bird and taking him out. Smurf does pop down Rampage, though, and deals a nice amount of damage. Unfortunately, it's not enough because someone just takes them all down with Primal Rage.
This is really good for Boston, actually. That was 3 huge ultimates coming out of Florida. Sure, they got the point, but, economy is super important. Boston currently has a massive advantage here having the beat. And, if they just push in now and pop that beat early, they're going to be able to clean up very easily. That's really the only
Very
ultimate they
true.
need.
Decay swapping onto Reaper.
Yeah. The unfortunate bit about having beat here, though, is that they also have Merit with his railgun ready to just be overclocked. And that's just going to
And
burn
Smurf just
through.
changed off to Winston, too, to kind of counter the opposite Winston.
Yeah.
And I honestly think he's the better Winston.
Alright, well, let's see if he is. Twilight getting some good heals in on the Reaper. Decay almost having his ult ready to go here, with Lee still not popping that beat. Though I do believe it might be time soon. Checkmate having half of his health depleted while the beat comes down from Chore.
He also popped his.
Doesn't work out too well, though, with Bird and Decay getting taken out almost instantly, and Twilight going down here real soon. Smurf still keeping some uptime, and that's Twilight taken out. Lee and Smurf are the only ones up still, and it's just Lee now. He's going to pull back.
Merit with a
Not get
15-player kill streak.
Yeah, this is not looking good.
No, come on,
Smurf
Boston.
dead again, staggered, in fact. He coming back.
Decay is gonna have this ult really soon.
Yeah.
This
The
could
lack
be
of
what
beat here
his
is
base is. He
huge.
just needs to stay alive to make sure he gets to use it.
Oh no, that's
Does
a massive
indeed.
pick on Chorong, though.
Unfortunately, Rupal taking out Bird once again. Lee taking out Churro, though.
Okay, having his ult. I wonder if he's gonna use it here.
Twilight dying to someone in his ult while someone backlines trying to get them. Reaper ult is popped and does get the Rupal down.
Oh man.
Is it enough to take the point?
I do
Someone
not think
actually
it's enough
got
to
a
take the point. I
assist
think
on
that's
his own
an
team.
overzealous
I think this is it
usage
for-
given the position.
Mayhem,
Oh,
though,
no.
actually getting taken down. This is good for Boston. Unfortunately, they have a
massive.
ways to go.
Indeed.
But they do get past the high ground. This has been a big pain for them for the last few minutes. They're gonna get it
Very
towards the
true.
middle point, and if they can just get close to the high ground, I can see them getting all that momentum back.
Yeah, these high grounds have been really problematic for them just in general.
Yep. Bird ready to pop overclock pretty soon here. Hopefully in this next fight, able to get some picks.
Point is fully contested.
And there's overclock coming in. See if he gets any kills with this. Getting nade down as well. Build some of that charge. Get some damage. He's frozen, unfortunately, by Checkmate and taken out. Checkmate killing 3 people instantly. With Merit cleaning up the last 2. And that is Boston Uprising wiped once again. The Game 5 call may have been correct, you two.
You mean me won? Because you two voted.
I'm saying you and Mr. Thornton Smash, who is sitting to my right now.
Oh, okay.
I did not say game 5 or 4.
Oh.
I mean, Forden
See,
is
he's playing so
Forden is a
well.
leaker, man. At the end of the day, he's seen the script already.
True. Okay. Yeah, he has.
The
He's
K
seen
switching off the
script.
Tracer? It's an interesting choice.
Very good choice, in fact. Going to take care of that. Winston very well, but someone also popping off right here. Smurf getting dealt a
I do
fatal
think
blow
that
by
Smurf is getting
Checkmate.
staggered a bit way too much.
The overextensions may not be going too well in his favor.
Definitely not.
But hey, sometimes push is not your mode, because push is not a good mode.
Ooh. Hit him with that.
Exactly. All it is a script, though. It has to be close, so that when Boston wins, it's even more of a victory. It's more joyous.
Now it's gonna go to the
Just needs to
final.
make sure he-
It's gonna go to the final stretch in the script, and then they're gonna come back. They're gonna get some crazy momentum going, and they close it out in map 4.
Yeah, speaking of momentum, a massive bomb being dropped, taking out someone from Decay. Decay also frying the Lucio on their team, and Checkmate goes
go.
down as well.
There you
The
go.
K is just trying to do everything he can to just...
Murph and Bird coming in and cleaning up while Twilight takes out the other Kiriko on the team, Rupel.
This would be insane if the Tracer pick really makes Boston just push ahead here.
It might be the pick that they needed. Unfortunately, Mayhem coming up on almost all of their ults while we are behind on almost all of ours.
Yeah, that's very true.
Fortunately, Bird absolutely frying and building that ult back, while Twilight gets some pick damage in as well.
Smurf out.
Smurf going down, unfortunately, and Decay looking to backline here a little bit.
That might be it for Decay. Yep.
That's it, though.
Twilight over as well. Once Smurf died, you know, once your tank just dies,
It's all
It's a
over after
problem.
that, yeah.
yeah.
The tank is such an important part of the game. And as a support, you gotta be burning heals into that person. Running Kiriko Lucio is such an interesting composition, as that was what was meta for a very long time, and still seems to be very prevalent in the current games.
You think that it might be time for Smurf to just pull out the Queen again?
I'm thinking it might be time to pull out the Diva, maybe?
Interesting.
Or, in my opinion, I'd love to see some Sigma gameplay here, but it does not look like they're going to. The Winston action is still very good to counter each other.
I agree. The Smurf just maybe needs to stop overextending.
I think the big problem here is every time Smurf does go in, he is positioned in a way where his team should be able to assist him, but Checkmate does a really good job shutting off the sightlines between Smurf and his teammates every single dive.
Yeah,
He needs to
incredibly
take that in
true.
mind, or keep that in mind when he does go for a dive, or when he does position himself.
22 seconds left, and it does not look like Mayhem will be able to, or it does not look like Uprising will be able to take this once again. With only 10 seconds left on the clock, they have to make a play soon. Decay absolutely
They would
getting
have to be
staggered in the back here.
contested to basically go into overtime here and have to be contested the whole time.
They would.
Lee going for
They
the
are
Lucio
conning.
rollout.
Overtime is coming in. Will they be able to jump onto that bot, though? Does not look like they're going to take it. Trying to go for it here. It just doesn't seem worth their time, though, it seems.
The Primal Instinct is going out. I think
Yeah,
that just...
Bird taking them out. A 4-on-1 contest with Smurf trying to take it one last time. Can he do it? He does pop Primal Rage. All 5 on that, though?
Nah.
Looking like that's over.
Looks like that's over for sure.
And Smurf getting off, and that is it for Game 4. So we are going into our last game now. Boston Uprising versus Mayhem. Who will take it home today?
Anthony looking smug there in the background. Feeling good
I
about your
mean-
prediction.
You know, in the final games, when your back is up against the wall, you want your redemption. You want to try to prove that you are better than your competitor. You will do everything necessary to win. And that is what Boston is going to try to do.
You love it as a viewer because Game 5's always just like it's the culmination of the perfect storyline. They've been battling it out all day. It's been a pretty even match. Uprising took Game 3 very decisively. I would say that Mayhem took Game 4 very decisively. And now all the chips are on the table and someone's got to walk away a winner. Otter, what are your thoughts?
I have to say, You know, this is a Boston stream. I just want to give props to Checkmate on the May. I have to do it. I thought that was really interesting to see. He didn't get much value from her the first few maps, but I think honestly the May pick gave him so much. And if I were more into the meta, maybe I would be able to say how you were actually supposed to counter that. But it didn't really seem like Boston sadly had the answer to it, really. Every time they tried to make some space, Florida just backed off and let them do their little thing. And then they came back, claimed their own space, used the May. You see here in the highlights that, or I guess you guys don't see it in the highlight. We see it in the highlight. There were many instances where the May just shut off, as I mentioned, the Winston from his team, shut down the Junker Queen push, and the ultimate just chased them off, you know, the point constantly. So that May pick did wonders, but I do love the, you know, early plays coming out of Boston here at the start as well. So it's a shame to see that it didn't get to close it out.
Anthony, no matter what, whatever team loses is going to feel bad after the day. That just comes with the losing in a competitive game. But if you're Mayhem, who already won one earlier in the season, and you lose this one, how do you feel? And if you're Uprising and you come back and you get your redemption, how are you feeling if you end up losing today?
So if I'm Mayhem, like if I'm Mayhem, and I'm thinking about our past success against Boston, I would be thinking, hey, how do we lose that? And like, we're just better. You know, that would be kind of their vibe. And if Boston pulls out the redemption arc, you know, they've been going, you know, 0-3 for a bit.
Right.
And they really need this. And I think if they can do well here, it will catapult them forward.
Yeah, a lot of momentum to be gained from it.
Indeed, because they just get that confidence. They're like, hey, look, you know, they beat us for 100K, whatever. But we literally just proved that we can be the difference maker if we try hard enough.
Yeah, gotta believe, right?
Absolutely.
So, question, I know we haven't seen the last game, but between both of you guys, what are your thoughts on who has been today's most impressive player? Who have you guys thought has really come out and shined as an individual today? Either team, or you can do one from each team.
So, you know, I know that Otter basically said it was probably going to be someone or whoever he mentioned, but, you know, I'm a Boston fan, I don't really care.
Yeah.
Okay, so if I was going to mention somebody in our team, it's going to be Decay. He had went nuts on Tracer, he went nuts on Genji. He is showing to absolutely go crazy the best he can. I think his Reaper else could use a decent bit,
yeah.
but everything else from the day has been just great from him.
No, I agree. And I mean, there's still that highlight play where he just took everyone out of the room.
Yeah.
Otter, what about you?
Well, obviously, again, I'm actually gonna have to say one on both sides, so, you know, I follow my deliverables. No, Decay definitely. Obviously, I've always been a Birdring fan. I've been a Birdring fan since, I'm gonna be honest, I don't remember when, but I've been following Overwatch League around his inception, and he surprised everyone back then, and he continues to surprise everyone now. But in this very series, I'd say that Decay, like you were saying, is actually popping off on everything. He popped off really hard with the Tracer and just clutched up and ended up creating a lot of space in this map in particular. But like you mentioned, just in general, he had a lot of impact. I do, again, want to give a quick kudos to Checkmate for the May play, but that was more this last map. I'm not sure there was too much of an impact in the previous maps, but really well played from him. Yeah.
No, 100%. Well, we've got our last game of the day. No matter what, we will have a winner and a loser crowned after this one. So let's go ahead and get on to the last map, Dorado. And Jack, someone who leaks, feel free to come on in.
Have clinched a spot in the playoffs, Jake. So big dubs coming out from them, and you know.
Last game of the day. Here
Welcome
we go.
back. I just realized
Thank you.
I only say welcome back to Jack and never say it to Forden when he comes back, so...
Well, it's
You feel
because
special.
I'm so special.
Yeah.
I'm the special little cookie here. Otter, I'm Otter's favorite. I know, it's shocking. Me, Jack, someone who leaks.
I mean, what I'm going to say is this.
Yes.
I'm hoping, praying, wanting a Boston Uprising win.
I'm not wanting one. I'm knowing it's happening. Because here we go, going to the last game on Dorado. Payload map. Payload Princess time. My favorite map in the game. My favorite mode in the game. And I just know. It's a good luck charm. See? It's like lucky number 7. It's lucky number 5 on Dorado.
I'll run real quick.
Very It's very beautiful after dark as well. Usually a daytime map in the previous updates. Nighttime changed it quite a bit though. Lovely lighting. Lovely placements for some Widowmakers, some Ashe plays possibly?
Do you think we're gonna see some ring Widowmaker?
I think we're gonna see some Ashe, honestly.
Ooh.
I think it's some Ashe time.
Is it time to take out the Bob, you think?
I'm thinking it's time for the Ashe. Maybe we see a Torbjorn for fun. I'd love a Torbjorn. And here we go, the Widowmaker coming in, like I said.
Echo.
It's someone on the ball off the start, with Rupel playing one character we haven't seen today, which is Lifeweaver.
Soldier and Echo.
Soldier, Echo, Winston, Ana, and Alari versus Merit on the Genji, the Echo. Someone switching to Roadhog, and Alari on Choro, and Rupel on Lifeweaver. Merit swapping to Widow last second, and Choro swapping to Mercy. Surprising picks.
What do you think about the Ana pick?
Ana pick, always good. Ana is a fantastic character, especially on maps like this.
Okay, Boston.
I am back.
What you got?
Welcome back, Otter. As you can see, we got some Widow coming in here as well.
We got birding on the soil. Oh, we got some. All right, some Roadhog.
Here's some Roadhog, and we have the first look at the Lifeweaver pick getting grabbed back into the spawn by his teammate. Churro swapping off of Mercy and going to Brig, while Rupel hits the Baptiste rather than the Lifeweaver.
Yeah, and then we got a Diva instead of Roadhog. I swear to God, the second we mention it on the stream, they just switch out. They're just trying to bait us out, really.
Yeah. I was hoping to see some Lifeweaver gameplay, but then I remembered that Lifeweaver is a garbage character. And no one should be playing him.
Okay.
Twilight on the Alari, healing his teammates with that beam, does absolutely massive healing, some of the highest in the game right now from what I've seen.
Boston giving me some anxiety right now.
A little bit. Someone, though,
That was
getting
a lot
dealt
of
some
damage.
massive damage. Twilight taking out Merit, and Checkmate taking out the turrets from Twilight. Twilight absolutely frying everyone here. That Ilari beam does some massive damage, while it also outputs some massive healing. Twilight taking out 3 of the 5 players on Mayhem. The 4th one coming down, someone being taken down by Twilight on Ilari.
5-player kill streak. Twilight.
Here we go. Support character, by the way.
Support, by the way.
Definitely not broken.
Okay, we got an Ana alt. Thoughts?
Well, I'm thinking that it's going to go to Smurf here pretty soon. Or it's going to go to a visored bird.
I can
There's a
also
lot
see
of
them using it
possibilities here.
defensively. If
That is
there's
very
a big dive
true.
coming out from Florida, they might just pop the nano to keep him alive.
That
Whatever
is
target that's
very
being.
true, and it's also very likely, in fact.
It's all actually
Decay
a echo.
actually getting nanoed.
Yeah.
Absolutely frying some damage in here, building that ult, getting ready to clone perhaps. Might use it as a last resort as well, taking out Checkmate with that beam.
This is textbook.
Window
You love
does
to
go
see it.
down.
These
And
Echo
Diva
plays. Oh my goodness, Decay.
Absolutely beautiful clone right there.
Beautiful.
Bring us
Taking
back
a
to
little bit of
Overwatch
space.
1 for a moment there with the Diva Winston. I'm
Oh,
getting
of
teary-eyed
course.
just looking at it.
Oh, it's beautiful.
Oh, no,
Merit
Decay.
taking down Decay.
Oh
though.
no!
And Bird.
Oh my god!
He's popping off. Oh my
Oh
gosh.
my goodness.
Twilight going down to Merit with an absolutely monster set of kills. Is he gonna get the honor though? He is
Oh, that
getting some
Winston
damage.
headshot though.
Oh, absolutely
Oh
gorgeous.
my goodness.
He does have sight set on the next people coming out of that choke right there. Brought it back to the team. Very
Merit
hard.
pretty much just
Excited right
carried
there.
all
you
of
can
that.
tell. Be whipping around. He's joyous.
Gonna have a
ecstatic.
bird ring ult here with the soldier, and Smurf also has his ult.
We got
Twilight has theirs.
Rupel payload princessing right now. 3 ults.
Decay back on the tracer.
That is very good to see.
Oh,
They're
Birding
trying
not
to
having a
take care
good
of that
time.
Widow market.
That Merit.
And there we
is a
go.
problem.
Like I said, Merit being taken out by the Tracer almost. Gonna survive that though, unfortunately.
Twilight here.
Doing massive damage. Decay taking care of that lamp as well.
Indeed.
Primal Instinct coming in from Smurf. Trying to get some backline damage right there.
Decay might be staggered here.
Checkmate does take out some of those turrets from Twilight. And Smurf takes out Churro.
Smurf is
Nano
creating
Smurf
so much
going
space
in.
here, taking out the entire backline, or rather keeping their attention on him. This is a
Dealing
very
so
scrappy
much
fight.
damage, getting so many picks before going down. Decay is going to take out that D.Va, and the bomb does not hit. That is huge for the Uprising. Got a little spray on the ground there too. A little bit of
Indeed.
disrespect.
A little bit of
And there it is. There is a turret right there.
Okay, this might be good in general. See how it plays out.
Holding up very well.
Smurf on the high ground,
On the HUD there.
Illari coming to support him right there.
doing their best.
Pushing
indeed.
that D.Va off of height. Bap trying to get some pick damage in as well.
Merritt
Build that
just
ult,
getting
which he
some-
has.
Ooh.
Merritt getting dove by the Winston, but unfortunately D.Va has his back here, and this might be it for Smurf, but he gets out
Yeah, he
and
gets
is
out
able
just
to
last
heal.
second. That's
Twilight
crazy.
going down, unfortunately, to Rupel. Going down one healer, only having an Ana to support the team. Dropping down with regen as well. Rupel is supporting most of the team right now, while Merritt is trying to take care of that soldier in the backlines. Smurf solo holding up in front right here. Possibly waiting to jump and dive, get some damage in, waiting for Visor on Bird, and Bird pops it. Bird does some great damage here to both the D.Va and the Tracer, but unfortunately Tracer recalls, so it's all negated. Decay possibly looking to bomb here.
Oh
Getting
boy.
the heal bit.
Just trying to stay
Bombs
alive.
right down. Gets no one with that, unfortunately. Someone taking out Decay, and Merritt looking to get some damage in, and a pick possibly on Bird over there. Smurf is nanoed and is holding quite well there, while Merritt is trying to clear out some of the other people that are trying to take that space. Bird going down, just Smurf to survive here, and the Ana going to the backlines. Smurf is going to jump off that point, though, to kill the Merritt.
Okay, trying to hold it down. D.Va
Ooh,
bomb.
that bomb is huge, honestly, denying that space. Doesn't take anyone out, but doesn't matter because they took them out themselves.
Like I said, this was a
Oh, no, looking
very,
good for Boston.
very
looking good at
scrappy
all.
point here. Mostly from Boston, honestly, but just in general, it seemed like there were, during every fight, there were several small fights being, you know, played out at the same time. So I felt like it could have gone either way, really.
And here we go, swapping some tanks as well. Someone popping onto Sigma, while Smurf finally pulling out Orisa in this current meta, where she's very strong.
Bird pulling up the Hanzo, trying to counter Merritt probably here.
This is... They only have to hold for 1 minute and 23 seconds. Unfortunately, Decay taken out by Merritt's grenade.
Oof.
And the Illari ult very readily being available. Twilight is going down, while Smurf is holding with that Orisa Javelin, denying some bullets. Unfortunately, it might not be enough here, as the Uprising is getting staggered and pushed back into spawn. They need to make a play now, and unfortunately, it's looking like that might not be possible with the Illari ult being popped. Decay being taken out, and Smurf going down. This is very much a Mayhem point capture.
Ooh.
With 52 seconds to spare as well.
Hmm.
Yeah, they couldn't really get a good grip on the third point there, sadly.
Not at all. Just absolutely clean wipe there.
What can Boston do here, Otter? Not much, right?
I mean, we're gonna see Birdring on Widow. There's no way we don't see Birdring on Widow. First point on Dorado. I'm just saying it now so I can be proven wrong in about 10 seconds, but...
I'm definitely an Ashe play right here.
Either
to go
way,
either.
just a hit scan, you need a lot of damage. They might just be going for the diver, seeing that he's
We're
on the
going
Symmetra.
we're going with Symmetra Echo.
Yeah.
Symmetra Echo did work for them at one
It
point.
did indeed. Merritt once again on Widowmaker though.
Merritt's a problem. Especially on
Speaking
Widow.
of Merritt, here we're going to watch a replay of him on Bastion. Surprisingly, gets
Yeah,
that
he
grenade
swapped
in
kind of
there.
midway.
Gets that grenade on Decay. That hits incredibly well. Doesn't even realize it's behind him. And now you can just watch him ragdoll for 2 seconds, I guess. Alright, game starting in 10 seconds. Twilight on Kiriko as well.
It's gonna be challenging. Boston usually has a hard time pushing.
Mm-hmm.
They usually have a better time defending outward. Let's see if that can change.
Bird does pick Widowmaker, like you said, Otter.
I'm really excited to
Yeah,
see
not been proven
some.
wrong yet. That's great.
We're gonna see the Merit versus Birdring duel anytime now. I'm waiting. I'm eagerly waiting.
Yeah, he's looking for Merit.
Okay, they know where Birdring is now, so a bit of an easier job for Merit. Not sure
Shots
where
going
Birdring
off.
is, where he is.
He's going for a grapple play. Looking for that shot. Does not hit.
He still does not know where Merit is.
I'm not sure. There's such a weird angle as well.
Indeed.
Merit
Merit's
knows
in
where
the
he
back
is,
left,
though.
Yeah,
so-
that's for sure.
So you're gonna be able to see the feet of the Widowmaker
Merit
before it
grappling
goes
down
to
as
the
well. Once again going for the grapple play. Does not connect once again.
You step into Merit's domain with this long sight line.
Boston
Still,
is pushing forward here.
Taking quite a bit of space as well with Winston in the front. The Echo and the Diva are both being pressured very far back while Baptiste is healing them. Bird getting a headshot in there on the Diva, what it seems.
That's huge.
They're both playing very passive right now. Merit back up onto this large high
Merit looking for picks here. Going to have that pick on the Brig overextending. Twilight going down while Decay also gets absolutely rolled by someone.
Bird and Merit kind of looking for each other to a
Oh
degree.
yeah, here we go. This might be where we finally see the 1v1 play out.
We need the Brig. Brig is a great hero against Diva. Easy to, boop her around, proc your heal at all times. She's not too threatening to you on Brig. So I think
Okay, can Smurfs make some space here?
I think he can. Echo looking for some sticky grenades up there and some shots. Smurf diving in and Bird trying to get some picks on the Echo.
could have been an insta kill.
Doesn't seem to be getting them. Looking for people to shoot at. He knows that Echo is right there.
Either Widowmaker on each other.
Merit does have wall hacks initiated though, I believe. No, he does not actually.
Oh,
Disgusting shot.
Merit will have wall hacks before Decay
okay,
does.
Merit.
That is
Oh,
true.
Or
At least
Decay
Birdring
has
got the pick.
Bird.
At
Bird
least
does
Birdring
win
got
the
the pick. I'll take that.
1v1 on Merit.
It's all about the Widow v Widow at this point.
Very true. Someone taking out Iza though. And Bird.
Smurf staying alive.
Smurf staying alive very well.
Primal Instinct going out, but it might be over.
He does
Oh.
go down there to Churro with the Brig Whip, unfortunately. Only 52 seconds to take this point. Never mind, it's a minute 34. I was reading the wrong side.
Yes, indeed. Okay, coming on is all really soon here.
Oh, speaking of ultimates, Florida has got every single one except the Baptiste, so we're gonna have to see how they're ending up managing those.
Wall
and if they
hacks
get to hold them
activated on Mayhem side.
Yep,
Yep.
walls are on both sides, in fact, right now, though Bird probably doesn't have them for much longer. Decay does have Clone at the ready.
Right now, he's just picking all the supports out as well. Smurf is super
Wall hacks are gone from Bird now.
There is a,
Smurf down.
there's a duplicate, I guess. You got
Decay taking that position as the tank now for the team.
Indeed, trying
Trying to
to
take some space, doing so pretty well. Getting some damage in on the other Echo, but unfortunately gets demeched in his clone. Takes it back, but is now out of clone form.
And event of fight. Oh,
you call it support cap. That's just heroics there from the Boston Uprising. Looked an unwinnable.
Smurf looking to get some picks here. Someone taking out Twilight, while Smurf takes out the clone on checkmate.
Oh, no.
Someone
Oh
also
my
got
God,
demeched, but the bomb
someone.
going down
oh
someone-
no.
clears it there, unfortunately.
Ooh.
Right now, just shining.
Yeah, I feel like this
Boston with 20 seconds, like to take control of the point.
They find themselves in these static places where they're just trading
Can they
damage
do
face
it?
to face.
At the very least, there are no ultimates on either side at this very moment, so it's a bit more of a winnable fight than the previous one. It all comes down to just getting the right dive in, getting the right pick. Twilight potentially looking for Merit.
Iza and Smurf both coming up on their ult right now, and Iza is going down, unfortunately. Bird going down as well. This
Boston
overtime
trying
is
their
looking
best to hold the point.
rough. Decay taking out Lamp and Smurf taking out Churro. Smurf going down to someone. Is anyone going to touch this last point here? And that's it.
That's
That's
it.
it. It's game 5. Unfortunate. Mayhem does take it home. Well, back to Thornton.
Read it, chats.
Oh, he's coming here, actually.
Vote for this lad for MVP.
All right.
Deserves it. What
You are on.
humongous double.
All right, we are all on here. So, what do you have to say about that?
Well, it definitely wasn't the game ending that we had hoped for. Although the boys did look very resilient throughout multiple times of the day, this one just barely got away from our grasp. But it is definitely not the end of the road for our season, and we will continue to push on and just get the next one. It just is what it is. You guys have any closing thoughts?
Well, they played very well, played a lot of comps, had a very fun time watching this. They did really well. couldn't bring it back at the end there, but they held their own for the majority of this playoff.
They did hold their own. It wasn't really one-sided or skewed at all.
No,
Yeah.
Yeah, could have gone either way. That's for sure.
definitely. Otter.
Yeah, no, I am so proud of our boys and our resiliency, our ability to switch compositions and kind of do different things, and being able to just try to keep whatever momentum they could. They did show their strengths in gatekeeping, in their defense. They did show their strengths to individual players as well. Each individual player on the Uprising, you could name something that they did. But in terms of the Mayhem, I can only name a few.
True. Very true.
Well, that'll be it for our broadcast today. Thank you so much for our other host, Otter, who's joining us from Sweden or somewhere in Europe that has broccoli chicken pizza, whatever it is. And thank you again for the amazing color commentary by someone who leaks, the co-host with us, Psycho, the coach of the Apex team. And of course, thanks for just having me along for the ride as well. And until next time, have a great day. We'll see you guys out there. Bye.
Later.